Hi, my name is Paul Spokes, and this is Disabilities United. I don't know what to say today. I'm just gonna say I'm looking for housing, and I am in a wheelchair. I have a disability, which means that there is not a lot out there. Um, if you know of anybody who has a low income building that has a 2 bedroom accessible apartments in it, um, I need to get out from my parents' house. I'm not living with my parents. I'm living under in a triplex. I am under a lot of stress because nobody cares about a wheelchair accessible 2 bedroom. It feels like everybody's all about kids, even when you talk about, especially when you talk about diversities. Everybody wants to help the youth. Nobody wants to help the 20-year-old or the 30-year-olds or even the 40-year-olds. Because we're too old to make money off of. There's a lot of things out there that are basically built around supporting kids, but basically saying we can't really make people it's a sad world we live in. There isn't much in the form of housing for people. It feels like once you turn 18, if you don't want to live in your parents' house, which when I was 18, I was pushing to get out on my own. There are people out there that will basically home share for people with disabilities. But in that way, it's their home and they're inviting somebody to make money off of the government. So it's not really the person with the disabilities house. It's them trying to make money off of the government. So my complaint is, how do I be seen as somebody who wants to own their own house and have caregivers pay for the mortgage, but have me own the house. That's what I don't understand. Why is it the people that are doing the caregiving the only people who can actually afford to own a house? Because, in all honesty, if I don't get along with the caregiver and they get funding to make their house accessible, and I don't like them as we don't get along, we don't understand each other, there's controversy, and we need to separate. I mean, caregiver and person with diversity. But yet, all of that funding that was put into making the place accessible goes to shit because nobody actually sees me as able to own a house. So it's a messy system that I don't like, and I would love to have somebody else own a house, but I have a contract with them that states I can't be moved. This house is mine and nobody else can. The caregiver leaves instead of me. My parents have done that. Did that before. But how do I do that for myself? I have no idea. I don't have an income. I don't have anything that says that I am able to get funding for a house. So if you have a house that is accessible, maybe talk to BC Housing and see if they need an accessible house, because they probably do. And because when you look at 2-bedroom accessibles, they're all 1 bedroom. They're all why are we making so many 1-bedroom accessible houses or apartments and not enough 2-bedroom? Are the engineers just, it makes no sense. It's like they're trying to piss people off. It's like they're trying to cheap out on the basic need of, you are in a wheelchair, you need more space. Like, I have a place across the street that's a 2-bedroom, but I'm not eligible to go in there because I don't have a kid and I'm not 55 plus. That's another thing. There's communities in Kelowna that have accessible housing, but you have to be 55 plus. So if you have a 2-bedroom accessible unit and you don't need a 2-bedroom accessible unit, I know it's hard to find a 2-bedroom accessible. You have to know it's hard to find anything in Kelowna. I understand that. But it's more difficult to find a 2-bedroom accessible than it is just a 2-bedroom house or apartment. So I urge you, if you're watching this video and you live in a 2-bedroom accessible unit, be kind. Look for a different avenue. Look for a 2-bedroom without the accessible, or even a 2-bedroom adaptable. That might work. But the most important thing in your life is to love yourself, love everyone around you, and know that you are loved. Please subscribe and like the video if you like human beings. Thank you and have a good day.